What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, that's Scott Savage, and you can join us each and every day over at InsideTheGame.ca. Thanks to our friends over at Fired Up Network. You can join us on platforms just like SoundCloud, Spotify, and a whole lot more. 212 platforms. You don't have to astonish that there's that many platforms, but there is. And of course, don't forget Inside the Game official over on YouTube and those beautiful TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm talking about Roku, Amazon Prime, Samsung Plus, Jinx Esports TV, ESTV, and a whole lot more. Scott, we got a whole lot to talk about, dude. Got pretty pumped up today talking about a couple topics. What do we have?
That's right. We have Gears of War 6 that might be open world. We'll get into that. Red Dead Redemption writer has departed Rockstar. September's PlayStation Plus games have been revealed. SOULFRAME's first gameplay demo was also revealed, and Broken Sword series will continue.
Dude, Broken Sword is back. I couldn't be more excited. It's been quite a while since we saw 5. 6 returns. Oh, dude, yeah, we'll get into that discussion. But first, let's talk about Gears 6. Scott, topic number 1. Dude, this is a game that hasn't been mentioned in quite a while. We're talking Gears of War. Gears of War 6 could be series' first open world game, it's claimed. Grant Taylor-Hill over at Insider Gaming. It has been almost 4 years since Gears 5. Scott, let's stop right there, dude. 4 years.
Holy.
Yeah, I know, that flew by, didn't it?
It really did. I can't believe it's been that long, and I still haven't completely finished it off.
Oh, man. Start to finish with my wife, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in gaming. It was incredible. Highly recommend it. Gears 5. Definitely excited for Gears 6 to see where it goes, what direction. We do know the Coalition is working on a Gears 6, but it's one of those, we talk about this often, right? With studios over at Xbox, this is the studio, that's what they make, and that's kind of where they stay. But we start to see a little of that branch out, obviously, with Playground getting into Fable. So
yeah, that's the biggest one.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised to see that Gears 6 is about to change things up. But it was released, and fans are hungry for another installment of the legendary third-person cover shooter. I added cover in there because it really is. So,
invented the subgenre almost.
Absolutely. Recently, while speaking on the Xbox Era podcast special, Nick discussed Gears 6, suggesting that it's a little bit further along than some might think. He also mentioned that there's a strong possibility that it may be a full open-world game. In the most recent title to release, Gears 5, there was semi-open operating model, but in place of the sequence that saw players traverse wider, more open areas than ever before. But does that mean the door is open for Gears 6 to be a full open world? Well, Scott, what are your thoughts? Gears 6 open world, yes, no, or more of like the Gears 5 model where you gotta get, which it's funny because I think of Gears 5 as that Tomb Raider, when Tomb Raider opened up the level design a bit more for you to be able to traverse in different areas, but still have a point A direction to point B. It's not like going GTA, it's just like, there's the map and away you go.
Yeah, no, I think it is likely more going to be like Gears 5, where the snow level comes to mind, where you're running around in these big open expanses, and that's kind of one of the things that would prevent Gears 6 from being completely open, in my opinion, would be the vehicles. Because there's been vehicles in, I want to say every entry, just about every entry, but it's not something like a Warthog that's just sitting around to jump in, jump out of. It's more of like you load up, you're in the vehicle. You're not holding Y to get out. That's new in Gears 5, however. So
super cool.
It really could be something that was really well done. I want to say it's unlikely that it'll go full open world, but then again, Halo did. And I never would have bet that Halo would do it.
Right?
Is this Gears of War Infinite?
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to me, man. Special Nick discussed potential of Gears 6 to tap into the love for a larger environment, drawing on earlier points that were raised regarding the development of Gears 6, namely the switch to Unreal Engine 5, which facilitates more detail and more open environments. The power behind Unreal Engine 5 is phenomenal. It gives them the opportunity. We saw where they have switched, right? I think that was the biggest taking point when it comes over to the studio Coalition, is that they've switched over to Unreal Engine 5, which opens up massive opportunities, right? This is now the latest engine coming out of Epic, and a lot of game developers have switched over there. There's two that normally come up, Unity and then Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine 5 seems to be taking about 50%, if not more, of the industry to that side of things when it comes to developing their latest games. Some studios like DICE have their own, right? Ubisoft has the Anvil engine. I think DICE has, was it Frostbite? So
Frostbite, yeah.
Right? So a couple developers and studios have their own engine. We saw the team over behind Cyberpunk right now, CD Projekt Red, has switched over to Unreal Engine as well because their latest engine has been more challenging than what it's worth, when instead they can get the support of Epic to say, hey, we're trying to do this, this, and this isn't working. Why is that? And then they can help kind of guide them through that. Here you go again, Coalition, Unreal Engine 5, Gears 6, dude, has the best opportunity now of all to go open world. Does that structure work though, Scott, as a fan of the Gears series, to do this? Or would you rather have that tighter experience?
Personally, I would rather have the tighter experience. But I think that comes from a lot of fatigue, open world fatigue. That's kind of what I've been feeling lately. Yeah. Although it works out in some capacity, Immortals of Aveum comes to mind. There's quite an open world, but you're kind of led through new sections as the story unfolds. So I'm not sure how that technically fits into open world. I could see Gears of War doing that, and that would be interesting. But I would like to see it just back to basics.
Yeah, they're always looking to iterate and push something forward, right? Where do you take the next Gears game? What's that story setup? And how does that lead us into what hopefully fans will get excited for? We saw Halo go open world, and everybody just kind of went, uh-oh. And then sure enough,
it did work out pretty well, though.
At the end of the day, it did, but it didn't. I think it was part of the game's issue was going open world. Everybody's so close to Halo. That franchise has been around forever. Everybody loves that series. And then when they went open world, okay, let's see what they have. And then there's targets and there's so many other things to do in there. Part of it almost didn't feel like a Halo game, if that makes sense. But
I was jokingly saying it was my favorite Far Cry at the time.
Oh,
that was a joke, but just based on icons around the map. The Halo works out so much better because there's so many different vehicles that everybody knows and loves. There's been whole levels devoted to them over the course of the series, and that's not exactly true in Gears. There's a tank, and that's kind of the only one that comes to mind.
Dude, that glider, I'm telling you, that glider from Gears 5, but maybe now here's the opportunity that they can branch into. Okay, if we go open world with Gears, like I'm just kind of going out in like dreamland here, I think, with Gears. But if we get into this, and I don't know what it is. I'm hooked lately on this like survival element and going out and crafting things and building up materials and grabbing this, that, and the other. Maybe we can start building some of our own, traversal mechanics when it gets into how do you expand. Remember how you got in there, dude? I'm going all the way back. Here we go. Assassin's Creed 2. You meet Leonardo, and then he gives you the glider, right? Like maybe we have some like a mechanic like that where we can get into some of these games where when it comes to Gears, there is a certain special guy or woman we talk to that is the inventor that allows us to craft our vehicles to go out and traverse over, obstacles we can't at one point within the story, but then you need to get this, like Leonardo gives us a glider to fly over the city and stuff. Like there's opportunities here. I don't think that's where they're gonna go, but you never know, man. It could be cool. I'm down for more Gears though. Yo, make sure day one's gotta have co-op, right, Scott?
That's right. Yeah, I really want this one to have co-op. Gears is a staple for any couch co-op, specifically in my memory.
Yeah. So Special Nick says it's further along than we think. Scott, when do we A, start seeing stuff on Gears, and B, when do we actually get the game?
I think it'll be a large kind of expo opportunity. Summer Games Fest, perhaps. Game Awards, maybe? Ooh. I'm not sure if Game Awards usually has large scale reveals like that. Yeah. I don't know if that's typical, but this could be Xbox stealing the show at one of these events. They're going to have to be strategic with it, though.
Absolutely. Now we know Xbox is looking to drop 4 first-party titles a year, minimum, right? So Gears, next year, year after.
I think next year, because we haven't seen anything about it, next year seems a little bit too soon. But it's hard to say nowadays, though, because you want to have that... everybody's confident that we're going to meet a release date before we really see anything. So perhaps it is being held back a little bit. Hard to say.
Dude, just take your time. Please don't mess this up, Coalition. I think you guys have something special over there with Gears and being able to kind of continue that legacy. Gears is a special franchise when you talk about Xbox. It goes hand in hand. Hopefully they can get it hand in hand on, I'd say, in 2026.
Oh, and just do not split the game into multiple parts. Everybody learn from 343 and don't.
Scott, topic number 2 kind of hurts, man. Red Dead Redemption series writer leaves Rockstar after 16 years. Michael Unsworth has left. This hurts. This is Andy Robinson over at VGCS, spotted by GTA Forums user Rook. Unsworth recently updated his LinkedIn profile to indicate that he had left the company. The former writing director has worked on virtually all of Rockstar's major releases over the past 16 years. Ouch. Notably, he's one of only 3 writers credited for both Red Dead Redemption games stories, alongside Rockstar's co-founder, Dan Houser. Unsworth is also credited for dialogue writing in Grand Theft Auto 5, 4, Max Payne 3, LA Noire, Midnight Club Los Angeles, and more. Dude, this one hurts.
Yeah, that's a big figure in the company stepping away then. 16 years, I jokingly just thought, well, that includes GTA 5, but upon further inspection, also includes GTA 4.
Yep.
And as we just mentioned, that was quite a standout. I think we want to remaster that one. Speaking for myself, at least.
Absolutely. No, I'm so down. Bring back Nico Bellic. I love GTA 4. I thought it was fantastic. We're long overdue for that to be remastered, and I get remastering the other ones, but that trilogy just did not work. If they're going to pay, homage to the series, bring in 4, bring in Nico, how they do that. At this point, though, with Michael leaving, you have to think GTA 6 story is finished, right? He's done his part over there, so now he'll be credited once again for GTA 5, GTA 4, 5, and 6, plus Red Dead 1 and 2. Dude, drop the mic, peace out, just walk away. What else is left to do?
Yeah, quit while you're ahead.
Absolutely. So I think he's set up well, but yeah, this tells me then he's one of the lead writers. Dude, GTA 6 is finished as well.
I would like to believe so, unless there's some sort of turmoil that will come to light later on, but I hope that's not the case.
Well, we've seen a lot of big figures leave over there, right? Like Leslie Benitez, he's left as well. He started his own studio. We're getting that game called Everywhere from him and his company now. So they're gone. He used to be the main lead over at Rockstar North. So, I don't know. Dan Houser, he's left too. Like, dude, there's a lot of people who just... The big figures of Rockstar are starting to move on. Now, granted, they've been around for a very long time, but where does Michael go? Nobody knows. It just says he's now left Rockstar. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it, see what happens.
Very solid resume.
It sure is. Scott, September 2023's PlayStation Plus headliner has leaked. Andy Robinson over at VGC. That's according to user, well, we all know him, a well-reputed leaker, Bill Coon, has let us all know. According to the user, PlayStation Plus subscribers will be able to claim, you ready for this? Saints Row, the reboot, Scott, coming in September.
Oh.
That's right. PlayStation Plus subscribers will also have till September 4th to claim August essential titles, which include PGA Tour 2K23, Dreams, as well as Death's Door. Don't miss out on Death's Door. That's a cool game. But Scott,
that's one that's in my backlog actually as well.
Saints Row got a reboot. It just launched on Steam with a 65% discount on the game. And now it's coming. Yeah, dude, I was like, you just brought it over to a new platform and already cut the price. And now it's coming over to PlayStation Plus. Is it time we just move away from Saints Row completely? Just put it in the past?
I'm not so sure how I feel about this particular title, because I think it was met with a lot of issues, a lot of bugs, and was not necessarily well received at the very least. So it is interesting to see it kind of shopped around to different outlets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not so certain that I want to jump in. I guess I'll leave it at that. If this came onto Game Pass, I'd give it a try. And that's likely what the whole strategy is. But I'm curious to know, has it been updated? Has it been fixed? Is there still glaring issues with it?
I'm going to jump in. It's on PlayStation Plus. I have the service. So yeah, I'm going to take a look. I want to see. It's one of those things, you hear how unfortunately bad the game was when it launched, does it still hold that, or have they improved it, right? You want to kind of dive in for yourself, and by bringing it over here, dude, I don't have to pay for it, right? Like, obviously I pay for the service, but if the game comes over, now it allows me to jump in instead of dropping $60 to $80, whatever the game's selling for, or on Steam with a discount of 65%. So there's, you know what I mean? It just allows you to test it out, and if you don't like it, just delete it. Scott's SOULFRAME shows its true nature in first ever gameplay demo over on TennoCon. This is the team behind Warframe, which makes total sense. This is Conor McCarr with VG247. Scott, before we even get going, have you played Warframe at all?
No, I think I've only seen a little bit of it. I had a friend that recommended it to me heavily, but this is way back, years ago now.
There's so much content behind that game to jump in. It's just kind of like, if you've never played Destiny, to start over, like to get into that world right now, it's complicated. So is Warframe. My brother, dude, loves Warframe. Like,
I've heard it's a grind.
Yes, it is. It is a grind. Here's this will tell you how good it is, because my brother, I'm calling it, is cheap. Just straight up, my brother's cheap. So Warframe, free to play. He's dropped well over $100. Well over $100. Like probably even closer to $200 by now, into some of the cosmetics into Warframe. Dude, I tried Warframe. I couldn't get into it. The movement in Warframe is so quick and agile and stuff. I'm down for quick movement and good movement like this. I don't know what it is, but it sets off my head into like a tailspin. And I just get like sick from watching the game and trying to play the game.
Is it I think it's the third person bouncy camera, because I think I agree with you there. From slight memory, I can play Titanfall and that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Third person kind of makes it weird.
I don't know, but let's get back into SOULFRAME, as it's just gotten its first ever gameplay demo shown off at TennoCon 2023, giving fans present in person and watching online their first proper look at Digital Extreme's next big project. In a roughly 30-minute demo, we see various fights between player characters and old soldiers, exploration through the overworld, and a procedurally generated dungeon, a boss fight, and character customization. A brief glimpse, but one that gives a good idea of what the gameplay loop will be. In terms of the player power, it appears a good ways less complicated than Warframe. Oh, that's good. There's no sign of a modding system, instead souls and packs taking its place. A good thing for those who remain daunted by Warframe's progression system, although it is credited to Digital Extremes, has gone a long way in streamlining and simplifying the initial experience for new players. Also, some surprise, a very Ocarina of Time minigame where players delve into the past of an era, and plenty of environment interactions that separates the game quite drastically from Warframe, at some points leaning into a dark messiah of might and magic territory, which is lovely to see. Scott, what are your first impressions of what you did see?
I was thinking it looks very clean kind of combat. I like the way the combat moves around. It reminded me somehow of Assassin's Creed. And I know it's quite different, but just the kind of, I'm not sure. It had a step and flow to the kind of movement.
Dude, I thought the character, like, right, so I saw the 1-minute trailer and I caught a glimpse of the 30-minute demo. The 1-minute trailer shows like really almost nothing. So yeah, I gotta watch the full 30-minute demo. But what I did see the glimpse of, it looks cool. It looks quick. It looks like it's a ton of fun. And I've heard people reference it as to close to Ghost of Tsushima as well. I'm like, yo, I'm down. Where's Ghost of Tsushima 2, by the way? Sucker Punch. But if we can get into this new idea of SOULFRAME, man, I'm open to explore and see what this is. Question, I don't know any details. We don't have a release date. Is there a price? Is it free to play? Where are they lining up here for it when it comes to the launch? Because Warframe is free to play. Is this as well? But I don't think it is, because Warframe is so much different than what I think SOULFRAME is going to be. I think SOULFRAME is more of a single player story experience. I could be completely wrong with this, Scott, but I think from what I've heard in the past and seen, I think that's the direction where Digital Extremes is taking the next game, and not going for the MMO experience where you get with Warframe.
It is really interesting to see a split kind of push like that, because this is the flip side of the coin. Single player kind of fantasy RPG looks good to me.
No, definitely excited to see more. And yeah, dude, from what we did see, like the graphics look awesome too. Like this looks cool. Very stylized characters. Our main character looks stylized as well. And then if we can get in the whole upgrade system and things like that, yeah, I'm always down for that.
I don't know if I like that little green alien looking guy. I'm not sure if I appreciate it yet, but the voice acting and the audio that I saw otherwise throughout that demo was really spot on. Kicking people off of bridges. Wasn't a Wilhelm scream, but it was a good one.
Nice, yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to checking out more. Looks pretty cool. Scott, I woke up the other day and man, was I excited to see this. The classic series, Broken Sword, is getting a 6th title coming out next year. And the very first one within the series is getting a remaster 4K coming to console, coming to PC. Dude, I had to talk about it. If you have not played Broken Sword, yo, this is started back in like 1996, and I was there playing the first one. It is a point-and-click adventure game, and it is by one of the best studios around. Revolution Software is a fantastic company. I had the honor and privilege of talking to Charles Cecil over there. We talked about Beyond a Steel Sky, Scott. Right?
Oh, there's my favorite.
There you go. So they are well known in this whole genre. And the fact that they're bringing back really like kind of what set them above the others and set them on a whole path with this Broken Sword series. George is back, Nico's back. Like I'm so excited. And the fact that it's all getting remastered to 4K, I just kind of had to put it on everybody's radar. If you have not played it and you're interested in those point and click adventures, it is one of these games that you must play. Dude, they had 5 came out. It was back on, this is old now, but I played it on my PlayStation Vita and my consoles. I love the series so much, dude. I bought it on both. Like that's how. Yeah, I know. So they had they went from their traditional 2D side scrolling, then they tried the 3D a little bit for a while when 3D was on the rise. Didn't really pan out, but then they went back to this hand-drawn experience. And I'm telling you, the return to form is fantastic. I cannot wait to play the next one in next year of 2024, and then play the original too, dude. The original's coming back as well. Oh, if you can't tell. Yeah, I'm kind of excited.
I think that's where I should jump in then.
Absolutely. Scott, a little quiet before the storm, as there's only a few games today just out ahead of Starfield. Get ready, because there's going to be a lot to talk about here shortly. But there are just, 3 games today, Scott? What do we have?
We have Strategic Mind, Spirit of Liberty on PC.
Every soldier is a hero. Bravery can win battles, but to win a war, you need a strategic mind. We will fight smart.
Untamed Tactics on PC as well.
In search of a new home. The war was behind us, yet many battles lay ahead. Many joined our cause and helped us rebuild.
And Master of Magic, Rise of the Soul Trapped on PC. Big day for PC.
Apparently. Well, that'll wrap up ITG Daily, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is where we bring you the hottest in gaming news. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm Drew. That's Scott.
We'll see you inside the game.